Hey, good morning and welcome. I'm Karen. This is Veronica's Dreams Coaching and Tarot. Today is Tuesday. I know I've been out for probably a week. I will probably, I already explained that probably won't be posting as much. I'm trying to find my, I feel like there's something missing. And I'm not sure what it is. I don't want to give up doing the readings to take a break to figure that out, because part of figuring it out is doing it, you can't figure out what you're doing wrong if you just stop. I mean, sometimes you can, but usually you can't. You got to go, okay, I got to go through the steps. So I'm going to stick with my regular reading. So here we go. Current situation is Knight of Cups. Present influence is Six of Wands. Future influence is Ace of Wands. I like that. Unexpected. Emperor. Challenge. Nine of Swords. Strength. Five of Wands. And where does this lead? I'll do Seven of Wands and Six of Swords. Advice here is Six of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is King of Pentacles. I feel like this is something like, for some of you, it could be somebody, because we have the Knight of Cups as well. But for me, overall, for the, most, it's more of an energy of having control in a situation. This also, if it has to do with work, this could be someone at work. But I feel like it's embracing that. You're trying to embrace that control, having the stability, wanting not only the money, but the prestige, the whole thing that comes with, being a king of coins, which is more than just money and stability. He's also has a good reputation, all of those things that come along with him. But there is something that has come in. This is a situation you've been handed something here, and you're recognizing, and it may be coming from being recognized, but we'll clarify it. But I feel like it's really about you recognizing that you have something here that you to give back. So let's clarify these. Tell me more about the Knight of Cups, please. What is this Knight of Cups? What is this Knight of Cups? Five of Cups. Five of Cups, Eight of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. There's been something that you've been really disappointed about. And for some of you, it even could be moving, like the Ten of Pentacles. And you have wanted to walk away from something, and you're getting a gift so you can. There's something coming in where you are going to be allowed to walk away from something that you're disappointed in. So, and it feels to me with the Ten of Pentacles, it has something to do with job or home, that you'll be able to move forward in that. And what is the Six of Wands? Tell me more about the Six of Wands. It could be a raise at work as well, but there's definitely disappointment. You're walking away from the disappointment. So I feel like if there's something in your life that you've been disappointed about, whether it be your job, home, trying to get a home, trying to find a new job, something of that nature, it's coming around. Tell me more about the Six of Wands. Whoa. Queen of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, which is our advice in the world. Yeah. This is what you're recognizing here. You're recognizing the fact that there has to be give and take here. And I feel like what's happening here is you being the giver is reaching a pivotal point in your life right now. I don't want to say an ending, yes, because the world is an ending of a life cycle. So there is something with a life cycle could be coming to an end. Feel like it has to do with money, home, something with Pentacle, because we've got these pentacles showing up. But the cool thing is we've got Wands and Cups in the reading, which means this is something that, is really important to you, but it's also something that's going to bring in a lot of energy and passion. We've got the Ace of Wands and the future influence. This is like taking off, like something is going to take off. New opportunity is going to be coming in and influencing you. And I feel like that energy is super strong. Tell me more about the Ace of Wands. What is, and it's more than just strong. It's like fun. It's exciting. It really kind of gets your goat up. Ace of Wands here. King of Cups, Tower, and Page of Pentacles. So with the King of Cups. So for some of you, yeah, it could be somebody. There is definitely a shift coming, and the Tower is going to take a moment here. And it does have to do with maybe someone that you care about, but there's definitely, or something that's really important to you emotionally. There is definitely a Tower moment. The Tower moment is what causes this Ace of Wands, but it does come from you working on something. So even though it's a Tower moment, it's you've been wanting it. You've been wanting this change to happen, and maybe this is going to force you into something that normally maybe you wouldn't take advantage of. So this shift in energy is offering you a new opportunity. So if you have something that seems kind of devastating for a moment, it's okay, because it's probably going to bring you something in. Now, I want to be careful. We're all different. This is collective, but it may seem scary, but there might be a new opportunity through a change that might seem a little bit unwanted. Tell me about this Emperor. Okay, so we have the Emperor in the unexpected. I want to get a clue on this right away. I feel like it's control. Page of Cups. There's that Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands. There is definitely something you're going to be getting some kind of, so there's some kind of message coming in, and it is some kind of gift, and it's allowing you to move forward. So this Emperor card could be somebody, but it's also the control, that energy of it's time. This Knight of Cups energy is now moving. So if this did have something to do with moving, it's absolutely happening, and it comes in kind of unexpectedly. I feel like the Emperor is, you don't realize how much control you have of the situation, which is good, because yes, there is something happening here. And there is that change is happening, but you're definitely taking the better part of it. You're saying, okay, I can do this. I've got the Knight of Wands with me. I'm going to jump in. It's going to go. Now, okay, with any change, we've got the Nine of Swords, which makes complete sense. There's going to be a little bit of stress. Is there anything more we need to know about this Nine of Swords? I mean, it makes sense, right? Nine of Swords, King of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Four of Pentacles. You know, it's going to be hard because this is something that you've been holding on to. Whatever's changing. But there's definitely, I think you're a little bit worried about committing to something. So the King of Wands is kind of, taking control, doing something. To me, the wand courts are all about doers. They're doers. They get things done. And then the Hierophant is that commitment to something. And then two, we have the Four of Pentacles, which is holding on. Now, the Nine of Swords is kind of like you're going to have to let go. Holding on is not necessarily getting you what you need here. And that's what's going to cause you stress. There's something here too that the commitment might cause you a little bit of stress. There's something that you're committing to that's really going to be hard. And that's okay. You know this. And it's just a challenge. It's just an obstacle. It's not anything you really need to worry about. Now, the Five of Wands is in your strength, and I'm curious. So the Five of Wands is usually about competition, competing, challenging, fighting with somebody, and not like fighting badly. It's more like an argument, or could be just crap going along at the office or at home. It's also, to me, in this deck about how much energy to really give something. How much energy do you really want to put into something? Tell me more about the Five of Wands. Page of Cups, Knight of Swords, Page of Swords. I mean, okay, so this is going to be some. Okay, so there could be someone with this Knight of Swords energy that is going to make it hard for you, but it's good because it gives you the ability of the Page of Swords to really go, okay, I got to work this out. So even though if you have a conflict of some kind that comes in and it feels kind of hard, there is a positive strength to that, because it's also that you have the will to make it work, But the cool thing with it is the Page of Swords. You're willing to put that work in, even if it's hard work. There's going to be, because if you do, even if it seems a little bit like competitive, it's really probably not. Um, but it's going to give you that strength to prove yourself, right? If it's competitive and you have any kind of competitive nature, even if you don't, sometimes we need that to say, yeah, you know what, I can do X, Y, Z, and it helps push you forward. And I feel like that's kind of what we're leaning towards here. So let's get into the Seven of Wands, where this all leads. So we got Seven of Wands, Six of Swords. The way I see that is, yeah, you're going to have to like really hold your ground here on something. And then you hold your ground, but then you go, okay, I feel like you're almost like, it's not worth it. I'm moving on to something else. Now, what I feel like is there's this opportunity here, this change. You're trying to hold on prior to the change, and then you're realizing I can't. And now I'm going to move on. So that's what I feel like you're defending, so that the change doesn't happen, because that's what that Ace of Wands is. So tell me more about this Seven of Wands here. The Fool, Queen of Cups, and Judgment. So there's something here that you're defending, and you feel like, okay, I'm going to just go for this because it's what I love, and I feel like I'm meant to do this with the Judgment. And I feel like, well, I'm going to take that back. I feel like this is you going, okay, this is what I meant to do, and I'm going to go do it. Six of Swords. I'm getting the feeling of moving a lot here with the Six of Swords here, but in clarifiers, we also had the Knight of Wands. So there could be something of that, but whatever it is, you are definitely moving forward. I feel like we had the Eight of Cups too, like walking away from something. So there is a feeling of, you understand that this change is actually bringing you something that will benefit you and that will help you get out of a rough situation. There may be part of you that's scared with that Nine of Swords, but I feel like overall you're realizing that this is something that's going to take you into the next level, whether it's a new life phase, which, because we did have the World as a clarifier, or something like that, where you're going like, you know what? Yeah. And tell me about the Six of Swords. More about the Six of Swords, please. Here's that Knight of Cups, Devil, Wheel. I think you are really realizing that it's time to walk away from something that you're stuck on. Now, this Knight of Cups could be someone coming in that you kind of have it brings back some memories of having, a problem relationship or a problem situation. It doesn't have to be a relationship. I'm just saying that because of the Knight of Cups. But the Wheel and the Six of Swords, you're realizing that it's time. It's done. It's time to just move on. I feel like what's cool about this is, like, even though maybe you have known that it's time to move on, it hasn't settled in. And this energy feels like, okay, it's really settling in. It's becoming real, instead of just, how when you're dealing with something hard and you go in your head, I got to walk away from this, I got to walk away, but you're not really doing it. This is the doing of that. Finally saying it, finally like, yep. And then that frees your mind, and it frees your heart. I feel like there's a big freeing of your heart as soon as you take on that Six of Swords. Like, okay, I'm doing that. I'm moving away from this crud. I'm going to go towards something that really makes sense to me. I feel like with the Six of Swords here, and even that Eight of Cups that came up as a clarifying, there's something unknown about it, but any new adventure is unknown. Also, we've had the Fool come up a couple times, I think, too, even if it kind of just popped in. Is there anything else we need to know today? Four of Pentacles, King of Wands, Five of Pentacles. I feel like this is like a warning almost, like, holding on to something that maybe has a lot of passion in it, but it's not giving you what you need. You'll need to look for a new route forward, and that's going to be part of the challenge here, is saying, how do I move forward? Because when I did this in the past, it didn't work. The other thing I do think, though, that Tower is going to shift that energy anyway. It's like forcing something on you. that you know you need to do, and it could be anything, you know. There's like, well, I was gonna say, I had a personal thing that it was a tower moment and it scared me to death, but all it did was made me realize that I need to take better care of myself. It wasn't devastating. I didn't, you know, it was scary at the moment, but fleeted really quick when, you know, everything was really okay. So, it's kind of like that where you're going, okay, I just have to do things differently to make this work in my favor. And I think that's a lot of things, though. You know, I don't think it's any, but there is an energy, you guys. This Ace of Wands with the Tower. There is something that's changing that's going to bring something on, and it's exciting, but it does cause a little bit of stress, and that's natural. The Six of Pentacles is in your advice. Don't do things alone that you don't have to do alone. Ask for help if you need it. The Six of Pentacles is about sharing, and understand that it's not just you sharing your side, but sometimes you may need the help, or you may need to say, hey, you know, walk me through this, or not necessarily financial help, but just help in general. You know, I feel like I'm struggling through this situation. What do I need to do? And I feel like that's what the Six of Pentacles is saying here. You know, ask for help when you need it. Don't be afraid to ask for help. So there you have your reading for today. I hope you liked it. Let me know, please. Take care and have a beautiful day.